It is quite a somber mood here at Rhema Bible Church in Randburg. Well, condolences are pouring in after the passing of Pastor Ray McCauley. Well, we know that he has founded one of the most influential churches, which is Rhema Bible Church in 1979, and he has touched so many lives through his ministry, and he has changed so many lives. I'm going to bring in the chairman of Rhema Family Churches to tell us more about this. Thank you so much for your time, Pastor Pretorius. Can you please tell me, how are you going to remember Pastor Rhema, and how was your relationship with him?
Well, we're going to remember Pastor Ray as the giant he was. He was a formidable force in this nation, and he continued to be that right until the end. Even last week he was so full of strength and full of faith, and even ministered here at church. He ministered here 2 weeks ago. A powerful word, touching so many people, and so many people coming to Jesus still because of him. And that's how we're going to remember him, a person of faith, a person who always believed in every individual, always had faith in people. And that's how we're going to.
And the country has lost a spiritual giant who was at the forefront of driving change, Pastor Ray McCauley. And how will you make sure that his legacy is preserved?
Yeah, well, he's always driven, the social, political sphere. And, it is something that he's ingrained within us. And it comes down to being a voice to the voiceless. It's coming down to being, not backing down from a fight for justice and righteousness. And that's just who he was. So many times he'd say to me, Bert, we can't be just sitting in church and enjoying ourselves in church, and just outside, just down the road, people don't have food, people don't have a place to stay. And he was always driven. Yes, great church and what we did on the inside, but he was always driven to the multitudes. He was always driven for the greater good of the community. And of course that brought him into the political sphere, of course, because now we're affecting not just, people within his congregation, but now we're looking at the driving policies that touch the nation and that move the nation. And Pastor Ray always had a great role to play. I mean, starting from during the apartheid years, when they had meetings, for everybody, even though it was illegal. That's what Pastor Ray did. He opened those doors, those flood doors. And for a generation like ours coming after him, it was easier, to step into that because somebody else had done it before. But Pastor Ray had to do it first. And we will always honor him for being that spearhead for us, making it easier for the next generation.
Can you please tell us more about the funeral arrangements?
Funeral will be next week on Saturday, starting at 8 a.m. Doors will be opened at 7 a.m. already. So, of course, the funeral, of course, we can only host, a certain amount of people. So it is a ticketed event, by invitation. But we do have other services taking place, like on the 10th, tomorrow night, we have the vigil service taking place, where it's more of a comfort service, and we'll be spending time together and praying together with the family and with the loved ones, and that will take place tomorrow, our first vigil, and then the second vigil will take place next week on the 17th, and that will be more of an honoring service, especially the pastors and those that are involved in the ministry and the sons of the ministry. And it's during that time we're just going to honor Pastor Ray. And then, of course, we have the funeral taking place then on the Saturday, the 19th.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. That was Pastor Pretorius telling us more about Pastor Ray McCauley. Well, we know that they've described him as someone who is fearless and someone who is not afraid to speak. But for now, back to you in studio.